Lebanese armed group Hezbollah says one of its fighters have been killed along the border with Israel. Earlier, Israeli military said it struck members of the group that were planning to launch missiles and rockets toward Israel. The Iranian-backed group in Israel have been exchanging fire across that border since Hamas attacked southern Israel on October the 7th. Well, let's speak now to Zeina, who's in the southern Lebanese city of Tyre. And Zeina, you're at a school that's been turned into a shelter for many people who have been displaced by fighting along that border. Can you just give us a sense of what life is like for people that are having to live there?
Well, it's difficult. People are complaining. We are talking about thousands of people who are now displaced. As you can see behind me, they spend the day at the school's courtyard. These people live in villages close to the border, which really is now a war zone. Approximately 100 kilometers of the Israeli-Lebanon border is now a military area, and fighting and shelling really confined to a depth of at least 2 kilometers. So people in that region have made their way deeper inside Lebanese territory. Local officials that we've been speaking to here have been telling us they're struggling. They just don't have the budget to deal with this crisis. And it's still not a crisis because there hasn't been a mass exodus and the fighting is still relatively confined in geographical terms. Beds, blankets, because winter is approaching. They don't have that. We have to remember, Lebanon state, the government is nearly bankrupt. There is a deep financial and economic crisis in this country, now in its 4th year. People too are struggling to make ends meet. The unemployment is high. So these are the people who have nowhere else to go. Other people have relatives in other cities across the country. They're staying at their homes. Others who do have money are renting homes. But more and more people are making their way from the south as they fear this conflict could widen. In the back of these people's minds, really, is the last war between the Israeli military and Hezbollah in 2006, when Israel leveled villages across southern Lebanon and also targeted the southern suburbs of Beirut, a very densely populated area where Hezbollah's supporters live. So a lot of desperation. People, it's uncertain times for these people. They say this is not the first time we've been displaced, and we are worried that this could be a long and protracted war.
Zeina, you mentioned that fighting is relatively confined along the border there at this stage, but it is intensifying, isn't it?
No doubt, the frequency of the attacks intensifying. Hezbollah targeting Israeli positions along the border, Israeli tanks. Israel's response too, much stronger, even different kind of weapons. Has both sides really also very defiant, both sides issuing stern warnings against each other. Israel saying you will witness unimaginable devastation. Hezbollah saying Israel, you will face another defeat. Hezbollah really saying that it is in the heart of this battle already, and it is ready, if needed, to get more involved. The Lebanese Prime Minister has been holding contacts with different international and regional countries to try to keep Lebanon out or prevent Lebanon from being dragged into this conflict. But people here are worried that this could happen. But also, at the same time, Hezbollah knows that its people, its people have little places to go. Like I mentioned, Israel targeted civilian homes in 2006, not only in the south, but in Beirut as well. So very, very difficult decisions to be made. And Israel too knows that Hezbollah has long-range missiles, a very advanced weaponry as well.
Okay, thanks so much, Zeina. That is Zeina for us in southern Lebanon.